all for you. They really want me, all for you. What's up, y'all? There's that Janet Jackson who did that, who used that Luther Vandross, The Glow of Love. Used that Luther Vandross Glow of Love sample in that. All for you, really, really want me, all for you. Boom, 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 boom. Only blooming. I don't know the words. I was just listening to it on YouTube as I was getting my run on. But look, I want to say this because am I the only one that see this? I know the title of it is Democrats are so anti-black. I need to I'm gonna have to change that to Democrats are so anti-black, America's anti-reparations. And this is what prompted me to make this video. Y'all know I'm always getting on their ass. Rico, how come you don't talk about Republicans? We always talking about them. We've been talking about them for 60 years. And what we're saying, most of it is true. You're right. But I'm not going to pretend that the people who's supposed to be the black party that gets over 95% of our vote every goddamn election, that they don't deserve no smoke. I don't roll like that. It's easy to talk about the Republicans because, hell, that's what we've been told. Because I'm black, I'm Democrat. Thank God I never believed that. You know. Did y'all see Barack Obama on his wife's podcast? I'm telling you, it gets worse by the week. Him. And I was looking at some of the comments. He was saying, a lot of people need a gay friend to help them, to be, teach them how to know a lot of heterosexual masculine men they probably need a gay friend to help them, show them when they're getting out of line. Because he said a professor he had was gay, and whenever I was saying something ignorant, he would correct me. And I think a lot of men need that, to have a gay friend to kind of put them in line. So Barack Obama, you saying that heterosexual masculine men need a gay friend to keep us in line? Like, what do you think our mentors are for and our fathers? And beautiful feminine women are for? We don't need we don't need no gay man. Anyway, that's Barry Soto. What his name? Barry Sotoro or Barry Obama. That's y'all boy. Just the worst. But anyway, let me get to this real quick. And of course, I can keep wondering why so many black folks still vote Democrat. Now I know y'all, if y'all watch all the news instead of just one network, CNN, or another network, MSNBC, or another network, MSNBC, CNN, NBC, ABC. No, y'all have to watch other networks and news. And Joy Reid is off the YouTube, but she's still on the internet. I mean, she's off her show. So y'all still watch her in other places. All these is terrible, terrible millionaire Negro Democrats. They're talking about poverty and racism. That's so funny to hear Democrats talking about poverty and racism, and the ones who are screaming about are all millionaires. And they all live in white gated communities. Not all, but 96% of them live in white gated communities. And a lot of them have white husbands and white wives and mixed kids talking about racism. I'm telling you, that tickles me to my soul, the confusion of it all. But you want to tell the masses of black people about racism, you go home to a white husband or a white girlfriend or mixed kids and all that shit, and you're a millionaire talking about, poor people, and somehow you made it through. Y'all need to cut it out. Anyway. Have y'all been paying attention to these mayors and these governors? These Democratic governors? See, again, we don't expect anything from Republican politicians, right? So it means we're supposed to expect something from these Democratic presidents. I mean, these Democratic president, as well as United States congressperson, your city council person, your county commissioner person, your state representative person, your mayor Democrat. We expect stuff, right? Because we always vote. As black people, black Americans, we always vote over 93% for a Democratic candidate every time he or she runs. And then I sit back and I say, you know what? Goddamn. Every time they win, their focus is never black people, except for the women and children. Y'all ever noticed that? Y'all need to pay attention to your local politics too. I heard someone in my hometown. They in the mayor's office. I don't know. This woman was announcing when the mayor was there. He spoke. They announced $6.5 million grant dollars given to nonprofits there. And in her little speech, she said, "Yes, we're gonna have money that could really go through to help women and children and minority groups." And I listened. She named off everybody, but you know who this woman did not name? That could who could be a part of or be a group of recipients for some of that $6.5 million that the mayor's office or whoever got that grant together from the state or the federal government to give out to these nonprofits in Memphis. She didn't mention men. And black men, y'all keep voting. Y'all keep voting for these goddamn Democrats, and they'll never mention you. I said, wow, isn't that something? So I said something about it. I was giving a little pushback. She didn't mention men. No, she didn't. She mentioned women and children. And black men. Heterosexual, masculine black men. Non-Greek affiliated black men. You've never been a part in the Democratic Party. Except when they want to try to cajole you or shame you into voting for these weird-ass, transgender-loving, LGBT-pushing, with the same-sex agendas of their Democratic Party. Especially if she's a female Democrat, all you got to do, don't take my word for it, listen to them talk. They never mention men, ever. Never. It's always women, 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 children. And you dumb, I'm not going to say dumb. Y'all need to catch up. Y'all keep voting for these women. And then you get these male Democrats. They don't talk about men. They talk, well, we got to do some criminal justice reform. Okay, everybody says that. But these motherfuckers never talk about anything specifically. They never do anything specifically economically to help the men. Never. I'll debate anybody. Where the money to go specifically for a business startup for men in the Democratic Party? I mean, men. But men, like robots, follow the women. Tiffany Cross told y'all stop listening to Tariq Nasheed. Y'all stop listening to Kevin Samuels. Y'all need to follow the women. What racial group has ever told the men in their racial group, you need to follow the women? No other group except for a beaten down group called Black Americans. They tell the men who are the hunter-gatherers, protector providers, who are supposed to be the leaders, to tell you to follow the women into politics. And look what they've done. Look at these damn neighborhoods. So, yeah, I heard that. It is what it is. But I'm tired of being the only one that not only sees it, but says something about it. Hey, it is what it is. Y'all like it, I guess I love it. But when I see it, I'm going to say something about it all the time. And I listen to every politician, especially every Democratic politician, I listen to what they say, and they don't even mention black people. Did y'all know that? People of color, minority groups, disadvantaged group, LGBT, trans, those who are powerless. They never say black. Pay attention to these Negro Democrats. Wherever you live, just start listening to when they talk. When they're not talking about racism, while they worth $7 million. And with their white husbands or their white benefactors or their white girlfriends or their mixed kids talking about some fucking racism. Oh, I'm just tickled. But yeah, Democrats are just so anti-black. Whenever they get elected. Y'all saw that weirdo, so-called progressive Democrat, Brandon Johnson, how he spent $1 billion on illegal and undocumented aliens. Y'all saw that? And I don't know what's going on in all of Chicago, But that's that black section. And then interesting when they get the illegals and undocumented, they put them in the black neighborhoods. They'll never put them in the white suburbs. Now, people are, you're talking about the chemical plants and all that, which you should. But also, for years, we've always just looked past it. They never put the immigrants in the white neighborhood. The immigrants, they put in there, give them business loans, give them a head up on purpose. And your Democratic politician knows this. Never done shit. Never. They don't even inform you, hey, y'all, they coming. They don't even try to get money to empower you. But yet you continue to vote the same way. Continue to vote. I'm just telling you, I'm making an observation, but what I see, I don't understand how come y'all don't see it. Go to these black neighborhoods that Democratic represented, they're shitholes and war zones. Same folks that say racism. Trump, racism. They live in Collierville, they live in Frisco, Texas, they live in Germantown under white Republican representation. These blacks that sleep Republican but talk Democrat, come to the ghetto and tell you to vote for the same goddamn Democrat that keeps your ghetto the ghetto, while they go and move into a white suburb that's Republican represented. Yeah, I said they're anti-black. Dr. Claude Anderson speaks about this whole thing. It's called benign neglect. We expect this from the Caucasian. We should challenge it. But we shouldn't expect this from black politicians who claim, I'm a Democrat, and that's the party of the people. But as soon as they get elected, who they talk about? Immigrants, undocumented immigrants, LGBT, trans. They don't talk about you. I don't talk about black males. We need to do something. They need more mentors. You have to do something about criminal justice reform. That shit is crazy. It's insane. But it's still going on in 2025. It doesn't matter where you go. If your representative is a Democrat, your neighborhood is a war zone. You better duck. Because they don't bring any money to your neighborhood. All they bring is back to school fucking backpacks. Keep feeding the poor folks. Keep feeding poverty. That's what keep Democrats in power. Poor people and ignorant people. They don't want anybody that got good sense. Because anybody with good sense be asking real questions. Say, hey, what's that whore's name in Los Angeles? The mayor of Los Angeles? Who just... You can't make this shit up. You have to laugh to keep from being upset. I don't live in LA. I think ain't number about 300,000 black folks living in LA County, Los Angeles right now. What's her name? She was on the tip of my tongue. The mayor of Los Angeles, how she's gotten together and putting together an executive order to make sure, listen, because y'all act like y'all don't watch no news, like I'm the only one that's got a TV in my fucking house. This woman has proposed, and no, she's going through by executive order of the mayor. She's going to give out cash reparations to all undocumented and illegal immigrants. She said because they're afraid to go to work because of ICE. Well, I'll be damned. And just before then, black people, the Black Assembly in the state of California, black folks shot down the proposal of reparations, which would have guaranteed, had they stood together and passed it and pushed it to that little bitch ass mayor, governor they have of California, racist biatch they got. He would have had no choice but to either sign it or veto it to make him look bad. But they screwed around it. They screwed it around so much, and so when he got it, it was easy for him to veto it. They purposely, I saw it on the news. I watched the videos, and they purposely, a white Republican said, "Hey, wasn't the reparation packet on the table?" And they got mad at him. They tried to block him off the House floor, the state House floor, for him wanting to bring that up. The black ones did. These motherfuckers want to talk about Trump and racism, but y'all ain't hear none of that, because somehow we on this Democratic plantation act like we can't just run off. Well, luckily, at least 23% of us did. So, PK, what's up, man? It's just crazy. Democrats are anti-black. What policy do they have to actually benefit black people? What have they passed? But they're always telling you. So let me tell you how sorry they are. Instead of just going to your districts, sore losers, got your ass mollywopped at 24. And so instead of, all right, let's go back and regroup. Obviously, the people didn't care for what we've been putting down as far as this trans and LGBT and boys and girls locker rooms and children being able to get sex changes without their parents' permission, and sex books in elementary school libraries talking about Bobby and Jane, and they said obviously the people didn't want to hear about our LGBT agenda. They didn't want to hear about our open borders. And so, PK, don't do that. Don't do that, bro. That's disingenuous. See, if you had come to the beginning of had you arrived at the beginning of the live, I already covered that. We don't expect them to be pro-black, remember? Let me start over for you, because I knew one of y'all gonna come in and say something silly. We don't expect, as black voters, we've all been told not to expect anything from Republicans, PK. Remember? We've been told. We don't even look at them. They're racist. They're anti-black. They're this. So why the hell would we expect anything? I'm talking about the people that we've given 95% of our vote in all of the elections, state and local, federal, and still behind. And we're wondering why. Not because we aren't working hard, because your party's working against you. The Democrats Karen Bass, that's that whore's name. Karen Bass of Los Angeles. You say, so why vote for them? PK, you tell them. 92% of black women voted this last one, and 79% of black men voted Democratic. Don't ask me. Ask the black folks who keep voting for these people. Shit, I ask the same thing. Why y'all keep voting for these people? It's almost like it's programmed like it's a chip. So, Karen Bass, and she's putting together a reparations packet to make sure illegals and undocumented people who are afraid to go to work because of ICE, make sure, I think it's up to $50,000 per household. But how long have black folks been demanding reparations? How long? And now it's going city by city. San Francisco, the Negroes up there play games. We're going to do a study. Karen Bass didn't do a study. Why? Hold on 1 second. You said I'm talking about that's childish. We don't vote for Republicans. Black people vote Democrat over 90%. Why do you keep asking that silly question? Black people vote, barely at 7%. It just started going up to 12%, 17%. They don't touch shit. But 90% touches more than 17%, man. So stop being childish, okay? That's disingenuous, brother. Don't do that. Let's stick to the topic. Because we're voting at over 95% every goddamn election. And look at the neighborhood. We don't get anything. So, she said it sucks if that's the case. Go, PK, go on there, man, and go to the news like everybody else. It's stuff I think y'all don't want to know it because y'all don't want certain people like me to be right when I talk about this shit. It's in the news. Go look it up. Go Google. Karen Bass proposes executive order to give immigrants, undocumented and illegal immigrants, cash benefits. Now, whenever we demand reparations, they say we need to do a study. We need to do a study, but she's not doing a study for them. They're getting direct cash payments. Whenever they talk about reparations for black folks, well, how are we going to issue it out? How do we know who deserves it? Maybe we could give it out as scholarships. What the fuck you talking about? No, we want direct cash payments. But I was talking about Dr. Claude Anderson. Dr. Claude Anderson talked about this small word, this 2 words, benign neglect. Google it. And that's something that all politicians understand. Benign neglect, what it means is you don't say anything, you don't do anything for black people. Kamala Harris said it out loud. I'm not going to do anything that specifically benefits black people. No. She still got 92% of black women's vote and 78% of black men's vote. And she told you what she was about. Hell, we saw what she was about: open borders and homosexuals. But somehow y'all think she didn't win because she's a woman. Get out of here. Y'all, that kind of disingenuous retort. That's weird. And they're really, truly anti-black. These people. And you ever notice most of the folks that they put up, that they call black, that run for offices, they're usually biracial. They pull them off as black. Say what you want to say about the Republicans. When they push a black candidate, the candidate looks like you, PK, and the candidate looks like me. They know we black. But whenever the Democratic Party pushes a so-called black candidate, they look like Harold Ford Jr., who's at Fox News, by the way, for those of you in Memphis who didn't know that. He's making a great living, he's chilling. They look like Cory Booker. They look like Westmoreland. They look like, who else? All these mulattoes. They push them out. They look like Kamala Harris. They don't never look like Whoopi Goldberg or Omarosa. They don't never look real. They actually look black. If they do look black, they got a white husband or white wife at home. But then we want to attack conservatives for having white spouses. Candace Owens got a white husband. There she goes. She's a bed wench. But Ketanji Brown Jackson isn't a bed wench. Get out of here. Do you see the kind of stuff I ignore? Who you talking about? He don't sound like me. You talking about Cory Booker and none of them? Well, I'm just saying it's not about you. You're not that big of a topic, PK. I was just using it as an example of how the Democratic Party doesn't push people, black men or black women, who look like me and you, as relates to look like real black people with the same phenotype, the lips and the nose. Me and you look like actual black people. They don't push that, and that's on purpose. You got Negroes, they don't even recognize you if you're dark skinned or Democrat. You're a Democrat? Wait a minute. Don't they usually have curly, wavy hair and ambiguous racial phenotypes? They ain't no Democrat. But anyway, when I saw Karen Bass give these reparations to these illegals, and every time you hear Jasmine Crockett, the little superstar, they all they talk about is illegal immigrants and women. You got people in my hometown, State House, all they talking about is immigrants and women. They don't talk about black men. They don't talk about how black people as a group. Because Democratic Party don't like to see families. They like to see families torn apart. They do. They like to see women is everywhere. That's why a lot of women have got their face in each other's laps between their legs. So that's what they push. So if you want to say about conservative black women, they got a husband at home. They believe in men. Then we're going to do a compare and contrast. They like men. They believe in men. They believe in masculine men. Democrats don't. They want everybody to be a swirler and a homosexual. Not all, but too many. I know a lot of you are caught up in it. You're not like that, but you'll wake up one day. Where do I go? You do what I do. I'm an independent. I just see both sides of the coin. I see both wings of the eagle. Sometimes I choose not to participate. Sometimes I do. I do. Sometimes I don't. Look at what matters to me as a heterosexual masculine black man. And rarely anything on the Democratic side screams heterosexual or masculine. Unless it's a female. It screams lesbian and masculine. Not all, but too many. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They don't respect men on the Democratic side. Unless you're kissing their ass. But conservative chicks, they're different. They are. Yeah. So, but anyway, y'all keep doing your research. Start doing the research. Check out what Karen Bass is doing. Your boy Westmore. Don't forget about that son of a bitch in Maryland. Shot down. Reparations study. He didn't even want to hear nothing about it. Well, we need to do things like, prepare the jobs and all that. They all play games when it comes to black people because you cannot move up in this political party being black. You have to be damn near like that Steven from the movie Django. Yeah. Do the research. Go check her out. And then just understand it. Just understand they have no interest. And when elections are about to start, next year in 26 and 28, And these folks come around, you don't let them bog you down. You know, Trump is doing this, Trump is doing that, Trump ain't doing shit. They're hurting black folks. He's not. If you pay attention, he kicking them immigrants, them liberal white women in the ass. He kicking the illegals in the ass. Who else? LGBT, and they don't want that smoke. So I'm trying to ask black folks, what y'all so upset about? He doing cuts to Medicaid. He doing cuts, okay. Y'all act like every black person gets fucking Medicaid. We don't. Tim Scott is Steven and the brother from Florida. Get out of here. And so who's next? Next to what, PK? Can you come on here live? You want to come over here? I can't keep reading. You want to come in here live and have this discussion? I got a minute. I can invite you. You want to come on here live? Because I think I heard you say that we're next. So here I am. I don't have anything to do. I think I got enough battery on my radio on my cell phone too. We can have a shit. How do I do that? Ash got the. Let me see. How do I do that? Let me see. Wait a minute. Invite friends to watch. Oh, no, that's not it. Hold on. I'm trying to see how can you get invited. I think there's a green button or something that you can press. Is there a green button or something that you can press that's near you? Or something that'll send me a signal? Hold on. What is this? Invite friends to watch. I don't see that. No, damn. They don't let you go live no more, or invite people no more. This is amazing. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Get it. Come on. Oh, I can't write it. How do you go? Cause I haven't done this in a while. I'm just gonna start pressing stuff. What is this? A mic? Let's see. What is this? Voice enhancement, reduce noise. Okay. What is a voice enhancement? I don't know. What's the voice enhancement? Reduce background noise. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm learning some new stuff. It says chat. What are we doing? Hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to. Let me see. Damn. How does it do that? It usually will let somebody on. I'm on live trying to figure this crap out. I don't know if it allows you to do that anymore. Oh, there it is. PK approved. There you go. So what'd you see? What'd you find? Where them fans at? Whoa, got my feet on the ground. Where them fans at? It's adding you. Whoa, on the feet on the ground. Where them fans at? Give it to y'all. Where them fans at? You're 3 now. Where them fans at? Are you accepting it? It says it's adding you. Where them fans at? Bloop, bloop. Whoa, got my feet on the ground. Where them fans at? I'm running out of elevator music. Have you accepted it? Whoa, no answer. What the hell, bitch? It says no answer. I thought you sent one. Let's see what this was. Allow viewers to request. Okay. Your viewers, PK down. Want me to add you again? I'll send it again. Where them fans at? Oh, there he is.
Oh, there we go.
All right,
What
Blake.
up? What up,
Stop,
brother?
stop acting older than me, man. You know,
Hey, dude, I'm 56, so I am older than you.
I'm 56 as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, we class of 86.
Oh, I'm glad I came out. I came out of high school in '88.
Oh,
I
but you got held back.
I started school late, man. You know, you remember back in those days, my mom
Yeah,
ain't had my shots.
your records.
Yeah, she ain't had
Hey,
my record, so I skipped kindergarten, went straight to the first grade.
right. I heard that it's still going on now. I'm in the public school system.
Yeah,
Well, I totally disagree with you. You're a good brother though, man. You know, I got love for my grandma folk, but I don't agree with a lot of things you say,
that's
especially
fine.
when it comes to our two-party political system.
It's actually
Um,
three.
well, we can't call it independence because people don't rally behind them enough. I was a Bernie Sanders supporter, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Even though he was against as a Jew, he's against reparations. I don't understand that concept, but we
Uh
ain't.
huh.
That's
And
a
I
whole
moved
nother.
right on. I moved
Yeah,
right along when he
yeah,
said that. Hmm.
yeah. But that's a whole nother. But see, the thing about it is, we don't. We have to understand one thing, and I learned this a long time ago, prior to going to college and everything, that in order for this United States to work, it has to have a permanent underclass. And unfortunately, we are it. We highly recognizable. We don't blend. We're disjointed and ununified. So we're easy pickings. And that's the bottom line. So until we wrap our minds around that and learn that we have to unite in order to do anything. All right, now get back on the political thing. The reason why I vote Democrat isn't because um I was trained to do so by my parents, isn't because um I'm like blindly following the lead. I am voting Democrat because they align with my beliefs. Not 100%. I'm not talking 100%, but for the vast majority. I do agree with some of the positions of the Republicans, but what pushes me away from them is their blatant racism. I can't myself as an individual feel that my beliefs fall in line with a neo-Nazi. We should be polar opposites all the time. So that's why I don't gravitate towards them. And another thing is this. I'm just getting it out because I know I missed you. I missed you when you came on. I just jumped in when I got home from dropping off my baby. But so that's why I was saying that I disagree because. And then let's look at what you was talking about, which is true about not having a because I had this discussion with one of my frat brothers the other day about this, and he was saying like, what did Obama do for black people? And then this is my pushback on that. I said number one, as a group of people, a voting bloc, black people I'm talking about, we number one don't fully engage in the political process. We have to understand once Citizens United came about, that put infused large sums of money into the political process. And with that money comes access. We only vote for the most part. Not I myself, I contribute. I don't contribute a lot, but I contribute to campaigns. Okay, I contributed to campaigns outside of Illinois. I contribute to people that, like I said, their beliefs and their positions are in line with mine. So I sent money to Sherrod Brown, the white dude in Ohio, the sister from Ohio, the one she didn't win her last election. I forget her name, the black lady with the short hair.
Nina
I sent
Turner.
Yes, I sent money to her. I sent money, and I go back even farther. Paul Simon from Illinois. I send money to his campaign, maybe $50, $60, $30, but I contribute. So my situation is this, or my point is this: we got all these churches, and these churches try to get these people in, the candidates and so forth, and get an ear, but we don't come together as a voting block and set up, I'm not gonna say demands, but have something that they could put on the platform. And then a lot of times they was like, well, my frat brothers was like, well, they need to left and right, do this, do this, do this, this. I said, did you look at the Democratic platform? Answer is no. Nothing on his platform said that he was gonna do X, Y, and Z specifically for black people. So if you running on a platform and your hopes is that the candidate you vote for is going to do the things in which they said, how are you going to have an expectation of them doing something specifically? And then even when I asked them, boiled it down, what did you want? I said he did they did their very best to give. I'm talking about Obama, to give us all universal health care. That's to help everybody, not just us. Um, and a lot of other things. Climate, like with Biden, he's trying to get the infrastructure stuff going. He was trying to do the things with the green economy, because that's what's going to be in the future. Trump is eradicating all that. Those were jobs that was going to be coming up in the near future. Okay, he eliminated those. So if we really sit there and think about it, it's at this point in this country, it's about the shit is about to hit the fan. And I've been saying that for the longest. I don't
Hmm.
know about a whole bunch of people, and I don't know if you follow anything I put on there, but I'm prepared for war
With who?
with whomever.
It's almost like when you ask the guy, well, "What do you want?" and he was like, it wasn't specific. Um, yeah, go ahead.
White supremacists.
Okay. Uh huh.
Because think about it, they've been practicing for 40 years, as long as I could remember. Neo-Nazi movement, militia. They in the backwoods of Mississippi and wherever else they are. Been practicing in Indiana, as a matter of fact, because that's the closest clan to us. In Indiana, they in the woods shooting it up every weekend.
Hmm.
They planning for arms insurrection. If you notice the history of our country, every 50 years or so, they come for us. It's been a pattern since Reconstruction. How like with Rosewood and Black Wall Street and all these places, and with Move, and that was even though, and that was the actual police that did the move. But the point is this: every time we make some gains, they gotta beat us back down. And what we don't understand is, which I predicted by being here in Chicago, once Obama got elected, I knew shit was gonna hit the fan, because it happened when Harold Washington came about in the 80s, in the early 80s, and got became mayor of Chicago. The backlash and the white backlash was so crazy. The police got more violent against us. That's when the chokehold came, and that white dude Bird that was choking out confessions and sending people up the river. All that came about as backlash to this N word became mayor of this big city.
Hmm.
So this Trump shit, it started off with the Tea Party, and then it manifested, and the cancer grew into this MAGA. And he represents every racial ideology, every darn gripe that poor whites and white males that feel disenfranchised now represent. So that's why I would never ever find myself in line with anything dealing with the Republican Party as it exists today.
Hmm.
So, in a two-party system that has a viable chance of becoming president and being in Congress and being in the Senate, yeah, in the Senate, you have to vote one of those two. So I get upset when I hear people that vote for Trump. I get even more upset when I hear people don't vote at all, because
Why?
people died for that right. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, so you don't know about me, because we really didn't talk that much in school, but a lot of my friends, when we was going in high school and everything, the first thing they wanted to do was get their driver's license. That was the big thing, aside from graduating.
Mhm.
Mine was voting because
Mhm.
I came up in a voting family. My mother vote, my father vote. Every election, local election, state election, federal election. I had conversations with my people, and I come from an old family. You know, my mother and father died over 10 years ago, but they lived to be in their late 80s. My aunt just died 3 years ago, and she was 97. So I was always around older people, and my parents fought for that shit.
Mhm.
And then when people want to squander and say it ain't worth it and this and that, it pisses me the fuck off because I'm like, what did they endure this for? And we pissing it away because we disgruntled or feel that we ain't get, but we ain't doing shit. Excuse my French, I don't know. I'm sorry. We
Right.
ain't doing anything as a group to come together, organize our own pack. We don't have any black packs. These people got packs for everything that they want to push
Mhm.
politically. They got a pack. So I can't beat up on these candidates, all these candidates, especially the white ones, because they not serving us. So holistically, but they doing anything that could benefit all is a plus. Like I don't know about you, but I left Grambling State and I took some other classes at different colleges, long years, some master's work and stuff. I had hella debt. You hear me?
Mhm.
I was gonna die with that debt.
Mhm.
The Republicans tried to block my shit, but
Mhm.
thank God Biden did whatever he did, and my shit got eradicated,
Mhm.
and I'm
Yeah,
thankful for
I
that.
remember that at the last minute, trying to get the last minute votes. I remember that.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't know about you, but I had, dude, between me, you, and the fence post, I had hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt
Mhm. And long, yeah.
gone.
A lot of people. Well, the thing is, there's benefit on both sides, and I heard everything you said. And I want to
Hmm.
go back to the very beginning. You said, so I want to ask you on the Democratic side, what beliefs that they push, or what agenda that they push that you align with as a, I'm assuming a Christian man. Uh,
Well,
yeah.
I'm not. I mean, I don't believe in the Christian faith. Okay.
Or Bible or
I believe in God. I'm
uh
not an
huh.
atheist. I'm not agnostic. I just don't believe in Christianity because I've done my study. So, but when I say the beliefs, I believe in treating people equally.
Uh huh.
Okay. No, I don't agree with homosexuality. But then on the second hand, on the other side, I don't believe they should be treated worse.
Uh huh.
I personally, as a father, I don't believe in abortion. But then I also had to feel the fact that I can't tell a woman what the hell she should be doing.
Well, stop right there because that's what they ran on, the right to have an abortion to kill babies.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. I said I don't have the right to tell them what to do, even though because that's my personal belief. But I can't carry a baby. This is what I'm saying,
Well, the thing
and and,
is,
and I don't want to be. I'm not the type of person to be like to tell somebody what to do. Like say for instance, tell you in my personal life. Uh, two women had abortions.
uh huh.
That was mine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the first one we was in school, my senior year. I thought she was playing. I ain't even gonna lie to you because because we had broke up not too soon before that, so I thought we was playing. She was playing. It wasn't the case. Found out later because we got back together. It was real. Second time it happened, I told the lady flat out, I don't want this to happen. But what happened? She did it anyway. She said, I already got a kid, and her baby's father died. And she, in her mind, she thinking, if he don't stay with me, I'm gonna have two on my own. She
Mm-hmm.
made that choice. It was not my choice. So
Mm-hmm.
that point on, it's what's best for the individual. And even though I would never do it, and I told my daughter, I said, if you ever came up pregnant at a young age, you ain't getting rid of it. You gonna lose everything, every privilege you got, and you gonna be a mother and a student. But I'm not for no abortion. That's my personal thing. Okay. But I don't believe in me telling a woman, oh, if it's past 6 weeks, you can't do that. That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. And the women need prenatal care because that's important too.
Mm.
So in some of these places, that's the only way they can get the prenatal care is through those type of clinics and so forth.
Let's
So
go. Let's start at the beginning because you went all the way to prenatal care. My thing is, what I do as a social worker, with alcohol and drug counseling, mental health. One of the main
hmm
things I do is talk about prevention, and
hmm
it's a shame that so many women have used abortion as birth control, and that's what they
true.
ran on. And they ran on this lie about, man, can't tell a woman to do with her body, but nobody ever told you what to do with your body. And I'm shocked that no one told you, hey, if you want to have sex unprotected, get on the diaphragm. Up here, they got like 25 forms of birth control. And all you
hmm
have is pull out condoms, anal, oral, or then if none of that works, child support.
right.
And so,
Right.
and the thing, you know, it's a mess. And I think what that particular party does, I left that party a long time ago, and I realized heterosexual masculine men don't have any place in this. They don't. This party does not push family. They'll push two women and two men and children, but they don't glorify that. And they always make sure that when it's time for funds, I was talking about something that's happened in my
Mhm.
hometown. They
Okay.
get grant dollars, and all they talk about is women and children.
hmm
They never talk about men. And the way I try to get people to see things, especially black men, heterosexual, masculine black men, it's damn, not now. Look at it. We moved into a time where delineation is a real thing. Politically speaking, it's intelligent to do. Like we call them foundational Black Americans, and
hmm
and women have always delineated. Women. And but the men that stood by and act like they weren't a group, and that's why a lot
hmm
of stuff don't come our way because we don't. To go back what you said earlier, we haven't become political. My goal is to encourage men to become political. One thing I know from history, you
hmm
can't move a society forward without strong men, masculine men.
I
But this
agree.
this party believes in pushing the emasculation of boys and men. And even America pushes the emasculation of boys and men. It's kind of weird to me, maybe because of my age and what I came from in North Memphis, South Memphis. I came up in
hmm
pimping. I don't
hmm
understand this, and so
Right.
probably will ruin a lot of my relationships. 'Cause I was like my pimp ain't. I never hit nobody, but shit. I like keep on,
it's
mother.
strong, right?
I'm just saying, and I don't push that, but a lot of these guys have really been spayed and neutered. But
hmm
I don't want to. When I used to hear guys say, "Man, you don't argue with no woman," why not? She grown like you. I
Well,
don't. What level of masculinity is that for you to let a woman cuss you out or let her hit you? You won't let a man hit you or cuss you out with you. And by the
no,
way, that's a woman. You're bigger than her. Guess who knew you was bigger than her before she opened her mouth? She did.
I feel
Yeah,
you.
I deal with that kind. I don't deal with all that other stuff. And
Well,
so, go ahead.
well, on that note, I mean, I was taught the same way, and
Mm,
but and like I say, I tell my daughter, I said, don't hit if you don't want to get hit,
exactly. Now,
and,
what's the harm
and
in
you know,
that?
yeah, and that's the bottom line because I said because everybody not gonna be like me,
Yeah,
like with me. But to be honest with you, when it came to fighting, I didn't. It was guys. If I felt that I could beat you, I wouldn't even fight a guy.
yeah,
Because to me, coming up in my neighborhood, we had the pecking order and stuff. And when somebody new came in town, they might want to try you and stuff. So I came up fighting.
yeah,
So if I felt you wasn't, you know, on my level, I'm not even gonna fight a boy, let alone a female. And that's just how
yeah,
I am.
yeah.
From a sportsman, because I wrestled and stuff in school. But
But
um,
always keep in mind, even the weaker boys and the women, they know how to pull knives, they know how to run cars over people, they know how to pull
most
pistols,
definitely.
they know how to hit you in the head with a bottle, they know how to beat you across the back with a chair.
Right.
And it bothers me for to know the statistics of so many men who've died because of no, I'm a man. But women stab. You seen the videos, you seen it in real life. I'm like, fella, you gonna let her kill you? That's supposed to be masculinity? You must be
Oh,
crazy.
oh no, no.
And if you are a man, you're supposed to prove it. You ain't got to jump up on or jump up and down on like a trampoline, but that two
Mm.
piece, they need to work, and so she'll learn. Well, I can't run up on him no more.
Right.
You ain't got
Yeah.
the black eye or knock a tooth out, but you damn near need to knock the wind out of her.
Well, the unfortunate thing about it is, if we do get in those situations, we be the first ones to go to jail.
Well, get your
So,
money right, man. We got to stop that fear. Get your money right.
hey,
And
hey, yeah.
that's where it comes in men. We got all these male attorneys. We got some women
Mm-hmm,
who care about men. We have to
mm-hmm,
stop this fear. America's trained us to be afraid of women. No other group is afraid of women except for beta male white guys. But the alpha
mm-hmm.
males, shit. Dan, what's his name? Dana White, the one over WWE.
Uh-huh.
He smacked the crap out of his and got no criticism. You saw that video?
No, I didn't.
Okay, she's in the club. She like, bap, bap, shut up. And everybody like, whoa. But everybody
Mm,
said, well, she hit him first.
mm.
And so I'm just trying this whole gentleman thing that's got us kind of ruined. It's probably why I got a lot of guys on this liberal tip. Historically, the black community is conservative.
Yeah.
Now, what the way it's been portrayed now, I don't subscribe to that. I
Mm-hmm,
subscribe to the conservatism of our grandparents, our grandfathers who built stuff by hand, talking about
okay.
rosewood and doing Jim Crow and all that, because nobody
Mm.
giving us nothing.
Exactly. I
And so
agree.
that's what I'm pushing. I'm like, how come we're not? When people saying they cutting out, they're doing cuts. They're trying to end Black history. Wait a minute, how the fuck they gonna end Black history? You can order almost a human being on Amazon. You can't order no book. So that's my logic. They can't end nothing in this country because we're part of the technology. We got the money. What's that
Mhm.
ignorant Jamal Bryant said? We have a $12 trillion spending power. So
Right.
being a consumer is a flex. My God, that's how far we've fallen. It's just crazy. So if you want to know where I'm coming from
Mhm.
pushing us to do what we're supposed to do. Because I said, hey, doing segregation, as my friend in Memphis would say, when we were colored folks, we understood. They didn't want us over there, so we built our own juke junks, our own schools, our own system. And then
Right.
in 1965, when these, now close your ears and I'll tell you this because I'm about to run out of power. When these
Okay.
three groups of blacks who didn't agree with Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey, these three groups of blacks, they wanted integration because they wanted access to positions in white America. Number two, they wanted access to white sex. That is
Mm.
the black gays, black Greeks, and the black preachers, or yeah, black gays, black boulets, and black Greeks. Everybody around there that's a leader in the civil rights movement is a black Greek. Isn't that interesting? But they didn't partner with Malcolm X and we need to get our own. No, we
Mhm.
can't do that. We's good niggers. We need to blend, we need to come together in this and let everything go in our community. While they live in white neighborhoods with white wives or white husbands and mixed kids, but still telling us about some goddamn racism. Get out of here. And so that's where I'm coming from. Y'all, we see, it's easy. We've all been told Trump or Republicans. See, while we looking over there, we're being fleeced by, as Malcolm X called them, we're being fleeced by the fox. That is the liberal white and the Democratic Party, or the moderate Democrat, or the moderate. We've already been told to keep your eyes on that Republican wolf now. While we looking at them, they eating all the chickens, they fleecing the flock, and then they tell us why they mouth full. Wait a minute. I think a Republican coming down the street. Like, well, and they belt and move on out the neighborhood. I'm just, that's why. If everyone ever want to know where I'm coming from, that's where I'm coming from.
I
We
understand
already
where you
know
coming
this
from,
shit.
but I mean, I agree with about 35% of what you just
Well,
said.
keep talking to me, brother. I'm going to have you at 50%.
No, you ain't. No, you ain't because anytime you get every time you your first policy agenda is to lower the taxes of the top 1%.
Yes.
You already telling me that I ain't got nothing coming.
But
Because
PJ,
if you think about what was the first major uh piece of legislation that Obama put through was health care.
it was LGBT.
And healthcare.
Let me tell you something. Now,
That's what I'm talking about.
and then
And
also,
healthcare helps the vast majority of us, and not the
but
top 1%.
go back.
So as long as they keep going for the top 1%, you can't
But
apples and
every,
apples me.
but
It's apples
PK,
and oranges.
PK, every president, every governor does that. That's why we treat me. I act like this is not a Republican thing. It's a politician thing. They all go. All of them are rich, so they gonna all take care of the rich. Y'all think Democrats are poor people? All
I'm not
every,
I'm not saying they poor.
but say,
I'm saying is that their first piece of legislation is always tax breaks for the people who need it the least.
but
Okay?
and that's
And
all
that's
of them.
just the bottom line. And
And
that's the
Trump's
bottom
thing,
line.
Trump's number one thing is not defending. I'm just this is public record. His first piece of was the border, and he when all the executive orders, he made sure, get these boys out of these girl sports, get the boys men out the women's bathroom, all this stuff. I said, damn. Um, and of course the taxes and all of that. But
Mhm.
we're not gonna we're not gonna acknowledge that eggs are now $2 and 82 cents as opposed to $10. Gas is $2.69 as opposed to 4.05. No, we're not going to acknowledge those improvements from 4 years
He,
ago.
he didn't he didn't approve anything. Eggs
Okay.
is still high.
No, they're not. Y'all, I mean, it's been so high so long, we don't know what low is. I went to
Yeah.
Walmart. I said, damn, eggs down below $3.
Well, I
Maybe
don't go to
and,
Walmart because I'm still boycotting Walmart, so I don't shop
well,
there. I,
well,
I go to
and,
I go to Jewel's.
and okay, I've been saying George Save a Lot. I like them too. They got the good hot sauce that save a lot. But anyway,
Uh,
I don't want this thing to cut you
all
off.
right, brother.
It gave me the low battery thing,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but
it was
I
good talking to you,
yeah, I
man.
appreciate you, man. And
No
I may need to
problem.
do this more to
All
invite
right,
those who have opposite opinions. I don't mind talking. I just be throwing my
all right,
videos up and moving.
right. Well, now that I know how to do it, I ask for your invite.
Okay, well,
All right.
but be cool, my man, and be careful in Chicago. And kick Brandon Johnson in the shin when you see that son of a bitch in person.
Hey, man, he gave us a good contract. I'm just hoping I get paid.
Wow, it's about you, huh? And they killed the whole black neighborhood.
Hey, it's about time. It's about me.
God damn. All right, well, be cool, man.
All right, brother.
Peace, brother.
Peace. I
Peace,
don't
man.
know how to turn it off.